Hello everyone and welcome back to Holder Flat. In this episode we return to the Northwest for the second part of our coverage from round 1 of the RSA's 2023 NI Summer Series. Looked to be another soggy day ahead here at Shackleton, but there were 101 drivers registered to participate across the 5 classes present here in the new 2-day format. And amongst the entries are 8 MX5's, 20 Mini Cup cars, and of course the majority made up of those screaming pocket rockets, the Buggies, with 73 of them lining up to let rip. And so on we go then to a sodden Stage 1. And first up we look at the Cross-Kart Challenge sponsored by CAS-KART Buggy Hire and Kane trailers. And it was Aaron McLaughlin who emerged as the early front runner, setting a 3:41.5 to go 1.6 seconds quicker than his rivals. David Kane was the fastest Class 15 buggy and the closest of McLaughlin's challengers, but will the bigger 1000cc engine prove to be a little too much for these treacherous conditions? Donegal's Liam McMullen literally sealed his way to third fastest time in his MV. He's 5.1 seconds slower than McLaughlin's time and 3.5 behind Kane. Just 0.1 of a second off McMullen's time is another MV of local lad James Grant. James will be eager to get on terms with the leader McLaughlin as soon as possible. Fifth fastest and second of the speed cars is Armagh's Johnny Stinson. He's 0.3 of a second behind Grant, meaning the top 5 are covered by just 5.5 seconds. The first of the King cars in 6th place as John Gahan slip-slides his way round to set a 3:49.4, 2.4 off Stinson's speed car and just shy of 8 off the leader. Borland does enough to set the 7th fastest time, But even losing just a second at this level of competition would dump you outside the top 10. Gareth's just 1.3 behind Gahan and 9.2 seconds off the lead. Next up is County Down's Jason Curran, who returns to do another Summer Series campaign. He puts the MV just 0.2 of a second slower than Borland's Kin-Car to lie 8th. Ninth fastest and second in Class 15 is Dermot McCullough. He's another that will be hoping it dries up to get the maximum use out of that powerful 1000cc engine. Dermot is 9.9 seconds off the leader McLaughlin. And there could be a great scrap today between McCullough and 10th place Mark McClernand. The pair run similar Class 15 CAS-mats, with Mark just 0.7 of a second off Dermot, and rounding out our cross-kart top 10. Up next is the MX5 Parts NI MX5 Rally Championship. And first blood goes to Collie Feeney in his rapid NA variant. He leads the class by 2.5 seconds after the opener. Second spot is relative newcomer to the class, Craig Smith. The Ballymena man is loving the challenge and is improving event on event. And the same is echoed with his brother Mark. He's third fastest over the opener, just 0.9 of a second slower than Craig. But this wee car is in for a tough day at the races. It's a surprise to see Gary Duncan in 4th place and not hassling Collie Feeney at the top of the timesheets. Oh, maybe this little moment shows that Gary's a little hasty to get going on those cold tyres. Michael McIlerney has the class sponsor well represented on his Mark II MB example. He's 7.2 seconds behind Duncan. And James Crow rounds out our top 6 MX5's 14.5 seconds behind the leader. On then to the RSA Mini Cup and its maximum attack from the off, as the now two-time Mini Cup champion Mike Curran completes SS1 with a lead of 8.9 seconds. But Mike will be keeping a close eye on this young man, 16-year-old Aaron Kennedy, a relative newcomer to the Mini Cup, but already making statements as he is second fastest over stage 1. Third fastest, and maybe a little tentative to start off, is Shane Henry. The Donegal garage proprietor is 3.8 seconds behind Kennedy. Fourth is the trailerstuff.ie back car of Declan McBurdy, another who is maybe a little too cautious over the first stage here, as he's 24.2 seconds off the leader. It's young Joshua Henry up next in 5th, and it's a promising start with Dad Shane no doubt pushing him on from the co-driver's seat beside. He's just 2.4 seconds behind McBurdy. And completing the top 6 minis overall is Joe Carr. Joe is never short of commitment and is just 0.3 of a second behind Joshua Henry. And now for something new in the 2023 Summer Series, the Class 12A Ladies Cup. And it's Lisa Thomas who takes the early lead. Young Rosie Weir is 9 seconds further back in second place. And Nicola Hughes is just 0.1 of a second further back in third. And the second of our new classes, the Class 12B Junior Cup. And as seen from the overall results, that spectacular time from Aaron Kennedy means he leads the juniors by 18 seconds from Joshua Henry. With Jaden McBurdy a further 14.5 seconds back in third. By stage 3 in the cross-kart challenge, Aaron McLaughlin has stretched the lead gap out to 3.6 seconds. But David Kane is still pushing on in that second spot, and in fact he goes 0.9 of a second faster than McLaughlin here on stage 3. James Grant is up into third place with a great time here on stage 3. Even having time to wave to our cameras. Johnny Stinson is up one place to fourth, but is now 1.6 behind Grant and over 15 seconds off the leader McLaughlin. Liam McMullen has slipped 2 spots and doesn't look his usual self today. In fact, we will lose McMullen from the rally on the very next stage. We're wishing you a speedy recovery. Gareth Borland at this stage is on the move and is just 0.1 of a second off that McMullen's 5th spot. And Dermot McCullough is another on the advance. He's 2.5 seconds behind Borland and has gapped his class rival McLernan slightly. Now back in 8th place, John Gahan is improving his times, but not just as quickly as some of the others. And it's the same story with Mark McLernan. In 9th, he is up a spot, but his class rival McCullough is just edging away. And James Laverty finds himself sneaking into the top 10. He's 28.5 seconds off the leader though. Just one little mistake here could see you tumbling down the order. In the MX5 Parts NI Rally Championship, Collie Feeney now has a 9-second lead over the rest of the pack. In second place, Craig Smith is now sitting very comfortably with a 25-second gap behind. But someone who isn't so comfortable right now is Gary Duncan. He spins off here and he's having a terrible day. That means Michael McIlerney is up to 3rd place, 25 seconds behind Smith. James Crow is up to 4th place, but his car sounds very sick as it passes one of our cameras. Brendan McKibben is having the best of cracks, sliding around in 5th place. And class sponsor Gareth Stevenson now completes the top 6. Now on to the RSA Mini Cup. And Mike Curran continues to extend his lead with a 3rd stage win, and now the gap is up to 19.8 seconds. Young Aaron Kennedy continues a sensational drive in 2nd. He's even beginning to build a small buffer to the 3rd place car. And that 3rd place car is still Shane Henry. He gets within half a second of Kennedy's stage time here on stage 3. And it's all as you were as Declan McBrearty still holds on to that 4th place. With young Joshua Henry still in 5th. In fact, the only change in the top 6 is for that 6th spot, as Aaron Kennedy's father George has now moved ahead of Joe Carr. In the Class 12A Ladies Cup, Lisa Thomas still continues to lead and now has a gap of 9.2 seconds. It's now Nicole Bradley in 2nd place in the Ladies Cup, with Nicola Hughes 10.3 seconds further back in 3rd. And in the Junior Mini Cup, Aaron Kennedy continues to lead. He's 45.2 seconds ahead of 2nd place Joshua Henry, with Jaden McBrearty a further 39.5 seconds back in 3rd. On stage 4, Aaron McLaughlin's lead is cut to just 2.5 seconds before he replies here on the very next run to stretch it back out to 3.4. And you guessed it, it's David Kane making the attack, setting his fastest time of the day on stage 4. This will go right down to the wire. James Grant still holds third and can't quite match that ultimate pace of the two ahead. Johnny Stinson is still in 4th place and setting some ridiculously consistent stage times. He's now 6 seconds off Grant ahead and 26 seconds off the leader. In 5th, Jason Curran is staging quite a comeback, going from 11th to 7th to 5th across 3 stages. That pips Gareth Borland in the King car down to 6th after briefly climbing to 5th on SS4. Dermot McCullough is still in 7th place and just 2.4 seconds off the Borland King car ahead. And Mark McLernan is now up to 8th and takes some time out of McCullough in here. James Laverty in his MV is in 9th and has moved to within 0.7 of a second of McLernan. And Jake Sullivan breaks into the top 10 in the leading CMOG. In the MX5's, Collie Feeney is proving that consistency is key in these tricky conditions, as he now leads by a whopping 1 minute and 9 seconds. And Michael McInerney is up to 2nd place after Craig Smith had a fight with a Beale. And the drifter of the day, Brendan McKibben, is now 3rd. And Gary Duncan is taking full advantage of the other's misfortune to climb back up to 4th. Whilst Gareth Stevenson moves up another spot to 5th. And here is that battle-scarred red MX5 of Craig Smith, still charging on in 6th place. And in the RSA Mini Cup, well, yeah, you guessed it. But there's a shake-up behind as Shane Henry now inherits second place after Aaron Kennedy has a stage max on SS4. Declan McBrearty is now up to a podium place in third. With Joshua Henry just over 19 seconds further back in fourth. George Kennedy is in 5th place and just 6.3 behind young Joshua Henry. And Joe Carr is now back into the top 6, 2 minutes 2.4 off the leader, Mike Curran. And in the Class 12A Mini Cup for ladies, Lisa Thomas still leads. But is coming under increasing pressure from second place Nicole Bradley. The gap is just 3.1 seconds now between the pair. And Nicola Hughes still holds third. On to the Class 12B Juniors. Joshua Henry now leads. Jaden McBrearty is 1 minute 2 behind. With Kate Gilchrist now up to a podium spot. On we go then to our final results. We start off with the MX5 Parts NI Rally Championship, and third place goes to Craig Smith. Gary Duncan overcomes the difficult day to take second place. But it's Collie Feeney who takes victory by 21.3 seconds. In the Class 12B Mini Cup for Juniors, Carter Hughes takes third place. Joshua Henry has to settle for second place. And when two drop stage times are taken into account, it's Aaron Kennedy who takes the victory. Now for the Ladies' Cup, and Nicola Hughes makes it 2 third place trophies for the Hughes family today. Nicole Bradley has a big push at the end, but misses out by 1.3 seconds to take second. And Lisa Thomas held on to the end to take the ladies' win. Now for the Mini Cup overall, and third place goes to Aaron Kennedy. Shane Henry is 1 second up the road to take second place. And Mike Curran starts his Summer Series title defence in the best way possible with a victory at round 1. Now on to the Buggies, Class 13, third place goes to Adam Dunlop. Second place goes the way of MV driver Chrissy Hughes. But it's Philip Armstrong who splashes his way to the Class 13 victory. On to Class 14, and James Grant got himself in a spin but still takes third. A fantastic recovery drive from Jason Curran sees him net second. But once again, it's Aaron McLaughlin who takes Class 14 victory here at Shackleton. On to the 1000cc Class 15, and Mark McClernand's third. Dermot McCullough takes second place. But it's David Kane who takes the class victory by nearly 41 seconds. And finally, the overall positions in the RSA Cross-Kart Challenge, sponsored by CAS-KART Hire and Dale Kane Trailers. Aaron McLaughlin takes overall victory by 1.6 seconds from David Kane, with Jason Curran in third. And that's all our coverage from a fantastic round 1 at Shackleton. Next up, round 2 at Akadui.